Hello, Mayor Shane McFarland here. I'm with the Executive Director of Public Infrastructure, Chris Griffith, and we're going to talk about all things traffic in Murfreesboro. At the very start of the year, we talked about ways to better keep you informed of things happening in Murfreesboro. About a month ago, did a segment with Jay Norris, one of the region directors for TDOT, that talked about all the state road projects occurring in Murfreesboro, but we thought it would be very beneficial to update you on what's happening in Murfreesboro in regards to road projects. I think it's safe to say, outside of talking about crime and education, two huge priorities in our city, the one thing that people really talk to us a lot about is traffic and transportation. And I want to publicly say that all things traffic and transportation related with problems in Murfreesboro are Chris's fault. So
Thank you,
I'm
Mayor.
just kidding, Chris. But really want to keep you updated. There's so many projects that are happening inside our city. Almost 80% of all the capital improvement projects where we borrow money is all related to road projects. We're going to give you some quick hits on different road projects that are happening in Murfreesboro. I can't think of a better person to be here. Chris has been with the city for how long now,
Over
Chris?
20 years now, coming on 23 years now.
Yeah, Chris knows everything transportation related, and I'm glad you're here today, Chris. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about some of the projects that we've recently finished up, and maybe you give us some highlights on those. One that just recently finished is Bragg Drive.
Yeah, that was a great project. Actually did a bridge over the river, connecting River Rock over to Beasie Drive. That will eventually extend on over the interstate. But the first phase got us kind of a backdoor connection over to the Costco area, to Lazy Days, kind of where that area is. And that was a really good day. I know Mayor Bragg came back for that, and I know everybody enjoyed getting to see him and getting to spend that morning with them.
But aren't we also looking at that Beasie Road where Warrior Drive is in there, and there's going to be hopefully a new roundabout or something?
Yeah, we actually did a traffic study on that recently and showed that the left turn movements, I actually had a couple of movements that were struggling out there. So we're looking at a roundabout in that area. We think Murfreesboro, we've been on with roundabouts for about 20 years now, so people are starting to kind of get the hang of them. So it does worry me a little bit that we're putting one in at such a crowded area, but we think folks will be able to figure it out. And the good thing about a roundabout, they don't care which direction the traffic's coming from. Everybody just kind of goes in and comes out. Plus, all the ones at the university are doing well, and we figure if college kids can do it, we should be able to.
It's like that. That's one of my favorite movies, European Vacation, where Chevy Chase is on the roundabout, and he's like, look kids, Big Ben, Parliament. So, how about, I drove by this, I was driving to Chattanooga on Thursday, and I drove by where you can see the new Butler Drive.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Butler Drive, that's been it's been a problem area for us for a while there. We've got a lot of truck traffic coming out that way on Joe B. Jackson, and we really wanted to be able to put a signal in, but we were too close to the interstate interchange. And you know how protective we are of the interchanges, get a lot of traffic, probably some of our heaviest traffic in the area. So we moved Butler Drive away, and it's actually going to have a signal there at that location now. I'm going to do some medians in Butler Drive to kind of clean it up, but I know those businesses are really excited in the area. Another thing on Butler Drive, also we've had some complaints about lighting on Butler Drive, and working with the state of Tennessee to get that interchange, some lights on that. A lot of stuff going on at the Joe B. Jackson interchange just with the growth.
Tell us, we've got a segment to talk about it, but it's a good time to get into. Tell us about Buc-ee's and what's happening with, we get that question asked a lot, about the Joe B. Jackson interchange and Buc-ee's under construction.
Yeah, well, we're finally going to become an it city whenever Buc-ee's comes into town.
Yeah,
so
you get
we're
the beaver nuggets.
exactly. Buc-ee's been great to work with. They have petitioned the state of Tennessee for some abandoned right-of-way. Folks been out in that area, they've noticed that they've moved Elam Road, and so where Elam Road used to be, they're actually building the store there. Should break ground on the store, I would think, probably within the next month or so, once they hear back from the state of Tennessee on that. And then, of course, you know, as big as they are, they tell us it's about a 12 to 13 month process as far as the actual store construction. But all that should turn out nice. But they've really crossed all the difficult hurdles now, and so they should be able to blow and go with it.
Well, let's talk about projects that are actually ongoing and in process. Blackman, Burnt Knob, and the Manson Pike intersection. We had a town hall meeting 3 weeks ago to talk about that. Tell us about that whole area.
Yeah, well, it's an area that you're very familiar with, Mayor. I think you were sounding the alarm on that a couple of years ago as far as the amount of traffic that was going on in the area, and then with the county looking at the elementary schools. Right. So it's really going to that's going to become what I would call kind of our modern intersection. It's going to be a signalized. It's just a four-way stop sign. It's going to be signalized. It's going to be basically double lefts and through movements, right turns, everything on all approaches. I think the traffic study we showed on that was going to be, it was showing a 13-minute delay. Yeah. And it was just something that we didn't think the public could stand. So thankful to the mayor and council. They really let us move forward with it very quickly. Had a good consultant, got a good contractor already under construction.
And that's hopefully going to be done first week of August this year.
Yep, okay? That's our goal, is to be done when everybody laughs at me whenever I say that, but we've got a good start on it, so got a good team.
How about Medical Center Phase I? That's the portion from Medical Center to Thompson Lane, going from 4 lanes to 6 lanes.
Yeah, I actually got an update from our construction manager on that today. It's going well. They're doing the last bit of paving out on the interstate. We don't know all the lanes will be opened up before here in the next couple of weeks. We may wait to top all that out until later this summer, or may even wait till we get done with Phase II, because that'll be the as we keep going. But really you know, we built that road to expand originally with all the right turn lanes and everything. So it's gone pretty well. We stopped over Christmas just to kind of give the stores out there a break, and so everybody could go and do their Christmas shopping, but we're about to finish up.
What about Rutherford Boulevard?
So this is a neat project. This is one where it's actually smart traffic signals. So the traffic signals actually learn how heavy the traffic is in each direction throughout the day, and it will adjust the timing. Right now we may run 4 or 5 different timing cycles on different signals. Well, this can actually adjust on the fly. Oh, wow. So it's really, you know, I tell our transportation director, Jim Kerr, all the time, so we absolutely cannot build enough roads to get to handle all the traffic. So we have to be smarter at it. And that's what he came up with this. And we'll look at other routes too, to where we can use these, we call them smart signals, intelligent signals, but and a lot of it is just there's sensors in the road, or sensors, you may see them on the post, but what they're doing is looking at traffic, seeing how far it's backing up, and adjusting timing on the fly. That's
great.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some future road projects. We've got Rutherford Boulevard Extension. That's a big project.
Big project. You know, whenever I first got here, we were rebuilding Northfield Boulevard. Cost $4 million, and I thought, my goodness, this will be the most expensive road that we ever build in the city of Murfreesboro. Rutherford Boulevard's a new bridge extending basically over where West Rutherford ends now, and extends over to Warrior Drive. It's a $23 million project that's fully funded by the city of Murfreesboro. Yeah. So it's.
And for those who don't know, I always like giving landmarks, but on South Church Street, the old Wendy's that's been there forever. Yeah. You're going across there, going through that property, then you'll go over I-24 and connect with Warrior Drive.
Yes, exactly. Just actually real close to Riverdale High School.
Yep.
And so we did a traffic study or a major thoroughfare plan 4 or 5 years ago, actually closer to 7 years ago now. And it showed one of our problems was, it's kind of a good problem, but we had changed all of our bridges over the interstate to interchanges. So this is just, we've actually got 3 of these planned out over the next 10 years or so. This is the first one, and it'll give residents that maybe don't want to go through the interchange, not having to get on the interstate, another route into the downtown area.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things we've talked about, like the bridge over Stones River, the Beasie Drive, or Tommy Bragg Drive now. You know, we can't really make the interchanges bigger than they already are. I mean, there's some of them that can be improved, but our goal is to find ways that people don't have to use those interchanges.
Exactly.
They can go different ways throughout our city and not have to clog up the interchanges.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Medical Center Phase II, this is the portion that goes from Thompson Lane back to almost the Fountains, the Broad Street area.
Yeah, the big curve right there.
Yeah.
We broke it up into that. So on the last one, we kind of widened to the outside. On this one, we'll go to the middle. That one's plans are just about finished with it, and it should bid here just within the next couple of months. And really, the goal on that is to get 6 lanes all the way, because we'll go Phase 3, we'll go all the way to Broad Street.
Yep.
Later, probably in a year or so. But it'll be Medical Center will be 6 lanes all the way out from Broad all the way to I-24.
Okay. Well, we've hit city projects. Let's talk about some TDOT road projects that Jay and I talked about a while back. But Phase 3 on Highway 99. So Phase 1 was the section that went from 24 to Cason Lane.
Yes.
Then we worked backwards and we went from Old Fort Parkway to 24.
Yes.
And Phase 3 is getting ready to get started, which will be from Cason Lane to Veterans Parkway.
To Veterans Parkway, yes, Mayor. It's it was just awarded $53 million project to Vulcan. State's a great partner on projects like that. We have the city on this particular project has got very little funding in it. It's almost all state funded. They run the project. I know I'm jinxing this, but that should be a lot easier project than the one that they just finished. I know there's a lot of frustration with that one. A lot of utilities with that one. As I know you're aware of, Mayor. You have to deal with that occasionally, but this one should be a little bit more open, and I know Vulcan's a good contractor. Should do good work on that project.
I would probably say this is one of the largest construction. This next one, one of the largest construction projects that I can remember ever being in Murfreesboro, but $130 million state project, Thompson Lane.
Yeah, it will be, and I've asked over and over again. They're going to do it as one project, which I remember when I used to do plans for TDOT. They wouldn't do any project over $25 million. So right here is one that's 5 times that, and they're going to do it all as one. It's a huge project. It's going to make a big difference for us. Everybody's experienced Memorial Drive, and it'll give us another route, from the north side of town. Of course, and one that I don't have on the list, but we're getting ready to start Cherry Lane later this year, which will be even another route on the north side of town. So
what's the first phase of Cherry Lane?
We'll actually work at the interchange at on 840, just because we think it's going to take the longest. It's about a 3-year project. All the other sections are going to be 2-year projects, so a lot of them will be running concurrently. But we try to match up, bridge contractors with bridge projects and road with the road section. So we've kind of got that divided up. So about a 5-year, Cherry Lane will be about a 5-year project when it's all said and done, but it should start by the end of the year.
Well, if y'all have any questions, we're going to try to do this every couple of months, 2-3 months. You can always contact us and ask about specific road projects. Our CityTV team, I'm sure, is going to have some great graphics and show you different maps and things that on these projects. But if you have any questions, smcfarland at murfreesborotn.gov. You can always contact me on Twitter or Facebook, and we'll get you. We may not know the answers, but we'll get those to you. We've got some really smart team members that can tell you all about all these projects. But we're going to keep you updated, not only as the projects we talk about in the future, we're going to keep you updated as the projects are in progress and let you know, hey, y'all are all our customers, and just like you would be doing a renovation at your home, we're going to keep you updated on where we are on those projects, and that way you've got an anticipated timeline. So, Chris, you got anything you want to add?
Well, just to reiterate we answer calls all the time from the public, and we absolutely are happy to give an update. We've got a great team that we work with. They can tell you exactly where we're at with things and what phase of the project, and we're more than happy to answer those questions.
Absolutely, we've got a good group here at the city.
Absolutely.
So murfreesborotn.gov. On our homepage, click on it. You can keep up with most every road projects here in the Murfreesboro. And I'll say this on behalf of our city council: we know that transportation and traffic is an issue. I would say any growing city that you go to. I was in Cookeville this weekend, and we got in a traffic jam in Cookeville. And so any growing city, you're going to have these issues.
Outside of TDOT, we're the biggest road builder in the state, and you can't build them if you don't have the funding for them. Right. So the mayor and council's you guys have always supported us.
We've got a good team, and we know how important that transportation and traffic is to the people around our community. So we'll keep working hard to keep you updated, keep you notified. I want to thank Chris for being here, our CityTV team for producing and creating all of this good content. You can go to all of the city's social media pages to see any of this. You can go to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, almost anywhere you can imagine you can get information about your city. So thank you for watching, and we'll keep you updated in the future.